There are forces in existence that bend reality, and then there are forces that break it. Darkseid did not conquer worlds anymore. He erased their meaning. From the burning throne of Apokolips, the tyrant god had grown bored of resistance. The Green Lanterns fell. The new gods fractured. Even beings who once challenged him had become whispers scattered across dying galaxies. So Darkseid turned his gaze towards something far more interesting: savage instinct, pain without reason, creatures that could not be ruled, only unleashed. Earth, not because it was strong, but because it was unpredictable. And so the Omega effect descended, not as a beam, but as a corruption. Cities trembled, shadows stretched unnaturally, somewhere between nightmare and reality. Something ancient was awakened, and something feral was chosen. Deep in the frozen wilds of Canada, a beast stirred. Sabretooth did not wake gently. He rose. Bones snapped back into place, flesh reformed with violent hunger. His yellow eyes flickered open, not confused, not afraid, but furious, always furious. But something was different. The snow around him had melted into blackened glass. The air hummed with a pressure that even he, a creature of rage, could not ignore. A voice entered his mind, not spoken but imposed. "You are rage without purpose." Sabretooth snarled, slashing at nothing. "Show yourself. You will hunt or be erased." Images flooded his skull. Cities burning, gods kneeling, a towering figure, stone-skinned, eyes glowing with absolute power. Darkseid. Sabretooth didn't understand cosmic hierarchies. He didn't care about universal domination. But he understood one thing very clearly: challenge. And then, just as suddenly, the vision ended, but the scent remained. Not physical, not human, but real enough to track. Sabretooth grinned, revealing blood-stained fangs. Finally, something worth killing. Across the continent, beneath the rotting remains of Camp Crystal Lake, something else began to move. Jason Voorhees had been dead again, and like always, death had failed to keep him. But this resurrection was not the same. The water above the lake began to boil. The earth trembled. The hockey mask, cracked, broken, floated upward before snapping back onto Jason's face, as if pulled by an unseen force. Darkseid's will reached into the abyss and found something fascinating. Not a man, not even a monster, but an idea. Jason could not be reasoned with, could not be controlled, could not be broken. So Darkseid did not try. Instead, he pointed a direction, a target, a purpose soaked in destruction. Jason rose from the lake, silent, unstoppable. His machete formed in his grip like a memory made solid, and for the first time in his existence, Jason turned his head towards something beyond his usual territory, something far away, something powerful. The world began to fracture as Darkseid tested his theory. Two predators, two nightmares, neither capable of loyalty, but both capable of violence beyond limit. What would happen if they were pointed at the same enemy? Sabretooth found him first. A quiet stretch of forest, unnaturally still. No animals, no wind, only death waiting. Jason stood there, unmoving. Sabretooth circled, sniffing the air. "You stink like a corpse, but you don't stay dead. I like that." Jason said nothing. Sabretooth lunged. The clash was immediate. Claws versus machete, speed versus inevitability. Trees shattered under the force of their blows. Sabretooth moved like a wild animal, slashing, tearing, laughing like a man possessed. Jason did not dodge. He endured every strike, every tear, every bone-breaking impact. And then Jason grabbed him, one hand crushing. Sabretooth roared, healing as quickly as he was being destroyed. For minutes or hours, the forest became a war zone of brutality, until the sky cracked open, a boom tube, and from it he emerged. Darkseid. The air itself seemed to kneel. Both monsters stopped, not out of fear, but instinct. Darkseid's eyes glowed faintly as he observed them, not as threats, but as tools. "Two beasts," he said, his voice shaking reality itself. "Endless rage, endless resurrection." Sabretooth growled. "You the one who called me out here?" Jason tilted his head, silent but aware. Darkseid stepped forward. "Fight me." There was no arrogance in his tone, only certainty. Sabretooth smiled like a madman. Jason raised his machete. For the first time in existence, two unstoppable killers stood side by side, not as allies but as something far more dangerous, a coincidence of violence. And Darkseid welcomed it, because he wanted to know if even chaos could be broken. The ground beneath them shattered as the battle was about to begin. The ground did not crack, it collapsed. The moment the tension snapped, Sabretooth lunged first, because patience was never part of his nature. His claws carved through the air with savage precision, aiming straight for Darkseid's throat. Jason moved at the same time. No roar, no warning. Just silent, unstoppable force as Jason Voorhees brought the machete down with enough strength to split steel. 2 killing blows, 1 god. Darkseid did not move. The Omega effect answered for him. A flash, red, absolute. Sabretooth's claws met something that was not flesh. It was like striking the concept of a mountain. The impact shattered his arms backward with a sickening crack, bones snapping before instantly beginning to heal. Jason's machete connected and stopped. Halfway, the blade trembled against Darkseid's shoulder as if reality itself refused to let it go further. Then Darkseid raised one hand. Jason flew, not pushed, not thrown. Erased from that space and slammed into the earth miles away with a force that flattened everything in between. Sabretooth laughed, not because it was funny, but because it was perfect. Finally, something that hit back. "You're mine," Sabretooth roared, healing already, muscles snapping back into place as he charged again, faster, smarter, more vicious. This time, he didn't aim for a clean kill, he aimed to tear. Claws raked across Darkseid's face, and for the briefest moment, they drew blood. Silence. Even Sabretooth paused. A single drop of dark, godly blood slid down Darkseid's stone-like skin, and then Darkseid looked at him, not annoyed, not angry, interested. "You can harm me," Darkseid said slowly. "That makes you useful." Sabretooth grinned wider. "I'm gonna do more than that." He never saw the Omega beams coming. They curved through space, alive, hunting. They struck Sabretooth mid-leap, wrapping around him like serpents of pure annihilation. And then, nothing. No scream, no body, no blood. Sabretooth was gone, erased. The forest trembled again. Jason returned. Not walking, not running, just there. The ground beneath his feet cracked as he stepped forward, machete in hand, body already regenerating from an impact that would have ended anything else. He had seen Sabretooth vanish. He did not care. Jason attacked. Again, and again, and again. Each strike carried the weight of something that did not understand defeat. Darkseid allowed the first few blows to land, not because he had to, but because he was measuring. Jason adapted. Every time Darkseid struck him down, Jason rose faster, stronger. His movements became less predictable, less human. He began aiming for the eyes, for the joints, for the moments between power, for something that should not be possible. Jason Voorhees was learning. Darkseid narrowed his eyes. Interesting. Jason swung. Darkseid caught the machete this time, crushed it, bare-handed. The metal folded like paper, fragments falling between them. Jason did not hesitate. He grabbed Darkseid, and for a fraction of a second, the god of Apokolips was held in place by something that refused to die. The air trembled. Reality strained, because Jason Voorhees did not fear gods. He did not recognize them. He only knew one thing: kill. Darkseid's eyes burned brighter. Enough. The Omega effect erupted at point-blank range. This time there was no escape. Jason's body disintegrated, not torn apart, not broken, removed. Atom by atom, erased from existence until nothing remained. Silence fell. The battlefield was gone. The forest was gone. Even the scars of the fight began to fade under Darkseid's will. He stood alone, unchallenged, unharmed, absolute. And yet, Darkseid did not leave. He looked down at the ground where Jason had stood, then to the place Sabretooth had vanished. And for the first time, there was something new in his expression. Not fear, not concern, but recognition, because far beneath the surface of reality, something stirred. Sabretooth's laughter echoed faintly from nowhere. A ripple formed where Jason had been erased, because some things do not stay gone. Darkseid turned away. Good. His voice was quiet, satisfied. Let them return. A faint smile formed. Cold, inevitable. Next time, I will not hold back. And as the boom tube swallowed him, one truth remained carved into existence itself. Even monsters were nothing more than experiments to a god.